All things are created and destined to break someday. Being broken or damaged, I believe, is not inherently a bad thing. As Kayokawa Hiroki said, we may be fortunate enough in our early years to believe that life will be smooth, unblemished, a picture of perfection. Innocence grants us the illusion that things will remain stable and complete. The pieces of our lives are all in their place, unbroken, unshaken. Yet, this belief stands only if we have not already been scarred or fractured by life's harsher moments, which many of us are. Inevitably, the cracks do appear. Trauma strikes. It can leave a bruise, sometimes a scar, or it can break us entirely. Whether the cause is self-inflicted, accidental, or born of others' cruelty, when the damage comes, all we crave is for it to pass. We hope for a return to calm, to forget the storms ever happened. But that urge to erase the past can leave us denying reality, an understandable but flawed response. Consciously or unconsciously, we may bury the memories, rationalize them, or even ignore them altogether. Yet denial and repression don't rid us of their consequences. These experiences linger within us, often in ways we cannot see or fully comprehend. Dr. Bessel van der Kolk, one of the world's foremost authorities on trauma, brings this truth to light in his renowned book, The Body Keeps the Score. Drawing on decades of research, van der Kolk uncovers how trauma is stored not only in the mind but within the body itself. The body, he suggests, functions as a memory bank, recording and holding on to the pain we experience. This stored pain can later influence how we think, feel, and behave, surfacing in unexpected ways, triggered by sensations that echo the original trauma. Trauma, van der Kolk writes, is not just an event that took place sometime in the past. It is also the imprint left by that experience on mind, brain, and body. This imprint reshapes the way we perceive the world, alters how we think, and even changes our capacity for thought itself. To heal from such deep wounds, van der Kolk argues, we cannot simply ignore or dismiss these imprints. Instead, we must face them with self-compassion, acknowledging and accepting their presence. Only then can we begin the journey toward rebuilding, towards self-reinforcement. As long as you keep secrets and suppress information, van der Kolk continues, you are fundamentally at war with yourself. This internal battle drains our energy and motivation. It is only through recognizing the source of our pain that we can begin to understand the signals our bodies and minds are sending us. Courage lies in allowing ourselves to fully know what we know. Our instinct to reject anything negative in our lives, the trauma, the scars, the brokenness, is natural. It's an impulse driven by our desire for perfection, an ideal we cling to, especially in the Western world. We want things unbroken, unblemished, eternal. In the West, we place value on perfection, on the pristine, and when something is fixed, we want no trace of its former damage. Yet, perhaps this obsession with flawlessness is itself flawed. Perhaps there is value in another approach, one that embraces imperfection rather than denying it. In contrast to Western ideals, Japanese culture offers a powerful philosophy that honors the beauty of brokenness, kintsugi. Kintsugi is an ancient art of repairing broken pottery by mending the cracks with lacquer mixed with powdered gold. The term translates to golden joinery, and the practice dates back to the late 15th century, when the shogun Ashikaga Yoshimasa shattered one of his beloved tea bowls. Upon receiving the bowl back from China, where it had been repaired with unsightly metal staples, Yoshimasa was dissatisfied. The staples, though functional, seemed harsh, denying the bowl's damaged history rather than embracing it. So, he turned to Japanese artisans, who repaired the bowl once more. This time, its cracks were filled with gold, highlighting the very fractures that once marred it. What emerged was not just a restored object, but a new art form and a philosophy. Kintsugi, born alongside the philosophy of wabi-sabi, teaches that there is beauty in imperfection, in the transient and incomplete. Rather than hiding our cracks, wabi-sabi encourages us to embrace them as essential parts of our existence. In this way, kintsugi takes what is broken and elevates it, making the object not just repaired but more beautiful than before. The scars become part of the object's unique story, its unique value. The damage is not something to be erased but celebrated, for it is a reminder of the passage of time and the fragility of life itself. More than just a visual metaphor, kintsugi reveals a deeper truth about resilience. When we accept our wounds and rebuild, we often find that we emerge stronger, just as the gold in kintsugi reinforces the ceramic, making it sturdier than it was before. As humans, we too can become stronger from our fractures if we acknowledge them, give them attention, and work to heal. As Nassim Nicholas Taleb suggests in his writings on antifragility, the antifragile gets better. Kintsugi illustrates this perfectly. It shows us that with patience and care, we can not only endure the breaks we suffer but become more resilient in the process. And though the path to healing may be difficult, far more so than mending a bowl, the effort is worthwhile. Professional help is often essential, and we should not shy away from seeking it. Ultimately, brokenness is part of the human experience. We will all be chipped, cracked, and shattered by life, by others, and even by ourselves. But we have the choice to gather our pieces, to patiently inspect them, and to mend them with care. In doing so, we not only strengthen ourselves but also connect with the world around us, recognizing that brokenness and imperfection are universal. In this shared understanding, we may begin to see the true beauty in our collective fragility and the strength that comes from embracing it.